Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the FPL Lock-In, where usually we react to the Premier League football on Saturday. Obviously, there is no Premier League football this Saturday. However, there has been an awful lot of games that have gone on this week and not much content out there. So we thought we would jump on. Basically, this is going to be a bit of a hybrid between the Lock-In and a podcast. So we're going to go over the game so far and give our thoughts. You know, there's been a lot happened. We're going to have a look at how we're getting on in the podcast host league. Then we're going to sort of turn it into a podcast a bit, and we're going to have a look at some players to look out for 27, or early thoughts on captaincy, things like that, or early transfer thoughts, etc. So joining me are, first of all, Darius. I was just trying to think of an introduction then, but I think I'm quite tired. How you doing, mate?
Yeah. Where's Nightmare with the introduction when you need him? He's in the chat, but he's not here to go. The D unit, the loose cannon that just sits there and takes -4s, etc., and is the only good captain on the pubcast this week in the Declan Rice differential. Hello, everyone.
Wow. Did you see that one he wrote for me to do for Andy Martin on Monday?
I did. It was amazing.
That was great. And he only wrote that for me just before we went live. And so I was like, can you write me an introduction? And he was
yeah, Nightmare probably did it in 10 seconds, bro. He does it so well naturally for him.
Kanji, how you doing, mate? Liverpool currently warming up. You better not shout out any scores to me, mate. You might upset me and I might have to storm off or something. But
that's funny.
How you doing, mate? Good.
I'm chilling. I just came back to Toronto from Kingston, so I was away for the last month and a half from my family. I've been in school. I just came back for the weekend, like a long weekend. So excited to finally spend some time with my family. Got to take my mom out for dinner later tonight because it's her birthday.
Yeah, and of course this is Valentine's Day. I was joking with Kanji last night that he was my Valentine because obviously we're doing this on Saturday night. But I suppose Darius is like the third member of the love triangle come between us. And he looks visually, he literally is between us as well, isn't he?
That's so funny.
So before we start, let's say hello to people in the chat. Hopefully this will be a little bit more laid back, as at least none of us we're not coming in with the usual I mean, I've had a terrible game week, but at least it was like 3 or 4 nights ago. You know what I mean? I've sort of calmed down a bit. Hi to Chris Woodstock. Hi, Colm. Hi, Andrew. Hi, I'm 1974. Erkan, Hippie. I'm here to watch another podcast eliminator. Claire, Phil, Nightmare is saying you're planning a roasting tonight.
Definitely.
Kanji. Bohemian, are Kanji and Trig being kept separate? No, although Trig is mainly going to be on the podcast nowadays and Kanji is mainly going to be on the Lock-In. That's just for reasons to do with their personal lives. Can we use a roast
Quirk
nowadays?
of the fixtures, Gary. Quirk of the fixtures.
Quirk of the fixtures. Andrew is saying, is the black the new podcast uniform? It is indeed, mate. It is indeed. Black for Valentine's Day. That's what I say, isn't it? Greg, hello, mate. And Daniel. Yeah, so shall we get into the fixtures, lads? And we're going to start off with, I'm going to be honest, the one that's pissed me off the most, Chelsea versus Leeds. Well, that pissed me off the last 2 game weeks. So we're going to do what we usually do. I'm going to read through the scores, etc., and mispronounced names. So the goals for Chelsea were from Palmer and João Pedro. Assists literally vice versa, Palmer and Pedro. And Matcha and Okafor were the goals for Leeds, with a Bogle and Namacha assist, and then bonus, which is we actually going to have confirmed bonuses for a change, which we never usually have on here. Palmer 3, Namacha 2, João Pedro 1, and defensive contributions for Chalobah, Bijol, and Rodon. So yeah, I mean this has been the massive swing, hasn't it, this week lads? Because I mean, I was looking at my team last week. I had high points last week, but I had a terrible game week rank because I didn't have João Pedro and Palmer. And this week I've got a very low score, but a very similar rank because I think just everyone's doing badly in general. But again, these two have been massive in terms of the turnaround. I mean, Kanji, I'll bring you in first as the only one of us that owns Palmer, who is definitely the differential of the two, isn't he?
Cole Palmer, baby, let's go, bro. He's actually been cooking. I got to give a special shout out to Joao Pedro. The guy just earns penalties every single week somehow. These defenders just push him in the back for fun. I think earning penalties is a skill. Like Diego Jota used to be so good at that. JP is great at that. I remember he had a stat at Brighton where like he had scored so many penalties, but I think almost half of them he earned himself. It was like just it's a skill he's had for a long time. So. um, I'm glad for JP. In fact, I was looking at Palmer's data. You know, he had 2.2 XGI in the game. That's mad. And like to think
Wow.
in the last minute, he had a chance to win the game, to take it to 3-2. I don't know if you guys have seen the chance. It was like a 0.7 XG chance, wide open cross from, I don't know who it was, someone on the right wing, crosses it into Palmer. He's at the far post and he just skies it. Like, I couldn't believe Palmer missed that moment. But as a Liverpool fan, I'm thankful. I'm glad he missed that. He cooked for my FPL team and Chelsea dropped points. It was like a perfect situation for me personally. But imagine if he had scored that. The swing would have been insane, as if there hasn't been a big enough swing already. So let me stay a little bit humble here, but
Well,
thankful that for the pens.
My rank's gone down from 95,000 to 210 or something. And I think it's literally Joao Pedro and Palmer. Pedro mainly because of the effective ownership. I mean, Darius, you're in the middle. You own Joao Pedro, but you don't own Palmer. Has these points helped your rank or hindered it, or you about where you were?
I covered this in my video today. So essentially, Joao Pedro, I bought him for a hit 2 weeks ago for Thiago, right? I sold Thiago to Joao Pedro. In that period of time, Joao Pedro has scored 18 points. Thiago really we'll get to the Arsenal game later. He should have scored more than the 7 that he's got in the 2 games. But at the moment, even with the -4, I'm currently up 7 points on that transfer. So, like, it's been well worth ditching Thiago for the -4. Plus, I've also got the price rises from Joao Pedro and avoided the drops from Thiago. So, if he does the business against Burnley next week, all of a sudden it looks like a fantastic short-term 3-week play. And to be honest, I have double Chelsea defense. And if it wasn't for Joao Pedro, I would be so livid with them because how this game was, Leeds didn't even have a chance. It was 2-0. It was comfortable. And then Chelsea just did what they do. They just imploded and just, the first Caicedo for the penalty, I don't know what he's thinking. And then the second goal was literally the most calamitous goal you've ever seen in your life. If you want to learn how not to defend, watch that Chelsea second goal because that's something you don't see in under fives. It was that bad, that goal. But yeah, so thankfully Joao Pedro keeping me sane. The double Chelsea defense literally got a gun to my head waiting to pull the trigger.
There's there's been like phases of Chelsea, right? Like they've been under Enzo Maresca, where I felt like they've been more balanced, where they really controlled. They had control in the game. They were stronger defensively. Then before that, I forgot who the manager was. I don't know if you guys remember. I'm thinking it's Pochettino, but I don't think it was. There was like a manager Chelsea had before Enzo Maresca, and he was like very expansive, and that's kind of where we saw Palmer really cooking.
Yeah,
It was Pochettino. Okay, wow, what the hell? Okay. I was just thinking he was at PSG or something. Anyway, so maybe we're seeing that, like, I don't know, under this new coach, maybe this guy's going to be closer to where they were before rather than where they were with Enzo. Something to really consider. Like, I might even keep Palmer for the rest of the season, which kind of sounds crazy. And I also wanted to mention Calvert-Lewin missed the game completely with an illness, and that's why Nemec ended up starting and getting the pen. And Leeds' attack is underrated. Looks like they're going to score in every game they play.
I've just seen Adsmack said, "Where is Trigger?" And then Greg said, "Only fools and horses." he's with his wife. He's with his wife, presumably. Adsmack. It's Valentine's Day. Darius only decided he was going to be able to join us half an hour before. It was originally just going to be me and Kanji on our date, but yeah, it could have been a lot worse for me. I mean, I've just got Enzo. I mean, do you think Enzo's been unlucky? Because I think I saw you post this on X, Kanji, but I'm not sure if you deleted it. And I saw FPL Mate said basically he's had exactly the same XG as Joao Pedro over the last 2 games, actually slightly better. And I think Palmer's was only slightly better than Enzo Fernandez. Because That's literally the only one I went in with, and I think he's the highest owned Chelsea player, isn't he?
Yes, and Enzo has been a good pick, but he's been underwhelming. I mean, you're not going to be getting any penalties from him, but he should have got some more open play GA. But it is what it is. Like, that's how Enzo is. He's a frustrating pick sometimes. I don't want to say
The funny thing is, what Kanji says about Enzo and like the unlucky, whatever you want to call it, like in another world, Palmer just twings his groin a little bit in the warm up, and all of a sudden Enzo's got 3 penalties. Like, I feel like it's hard to gauge what to feel about these Chelsea assets. I feel like the Enzo owners can consider themselves unlucky, but at the same time, they've been lucky before with penalties. And then the Palmer owners can definitely consider themselves lucky, because how you get 2 blokes doing the exact same thing in different games. Like, what is João Pedro saying to them? Is he just sitting there saying, fuck your mum or something? Because, like, why are they getting in the back? Like, it's idiotic defending. Like, no one does that. You know you can't do that in a game of football. And yet somehow one person from Wolves has done it, and then old mate from Leeds has done it as well. And you've just got to sit there and say, is he saying something? Because, like, why are they pushing him in the back?
Wild. We'll be hoping it happens next week as well, by the way.
I mean, the thing is, for me, I didn't have him in because originally, this is Palmer, originally injuries stopped me getting him in. I mean, I had other transfers to make. Then Rice got the double game, but I was thinking of taking a hit this week. And if I had done, I would have been 8 points up on it, I think, because he would have played instead of Anderson. Obviously, you could take a hit. Well, actually, this week, I mean, other people could take a hit. I could get him in for free, but then he's got Arsenal straight away after. So I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, when is the moment been missed? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because, like, even if you thought of that last week, then it's like you could have gone Leeds at home, Burnley home, and then you're going to captain him in 27, so it's worth it, right? But now, I don't know. He is the best captain in this coming week, in my opinion.
Well, we'll get into that later. You've got quite a you've prepared a little bit. Darius, you got any chance you're going to get him in for 27?
Well, I've already got 3 Chelsea, so 0 chance of me getting him in, because I'm getting him for 1 fixture. Look, to be honest, Burnley do concede penalties, so I wouldn't be surprised if João Pedro wins another one. But at least I'll be getting some points, because João Pedro will be winning the penalty. He might not be taking it, but I'll still get an assist for it anyway.
They're writing intros for us in the chat. Maybe we'll read about that later. All right, let's move on to Everton Bournemouth. So, in Die with a goal, I was quite happy because Pickle has him, didn't he? Who was on Monday night, which was a very good podcast. Braithwaite assist, Aldi and Ryan with Bournemouth's goal, and I think that was young Roberto's transfer, so he did well there. Clougher and Hill with the assists, and then bonus 3 Adley, 2 in Die, and 2 Hill, and defensive contributions in Die. Garner.
Oh my God.
Garner, Hill.
Die missed out by 1, Kanji.
Yeah.
You don't have him, Die, do you?
I do.
Yeah, he does. He loves a penalty merchant. This is we're talking here between Gary View, who just sits there and looks at reviews, top picks, and we'll look at Kanji, who's also a review, but is more penalty review. If they do not take penalties, they're not in Kanji's team. But if that's not a prerequisite for Gary's team, but it's a prerequisite for Kanji's team. Penalty review.
Anything you had to pull out from this one, lads?
You know what? Oh, sorry. I just thought, like, we're always comparing our midfielders to Elliot Anderson, like our 5th mid. Elliot Anderson is like a 4-pointer every week, and so, like, when your midfielder blanks can.
Well, for 5.75 since I bought him in, I think.
Maybe put some respect
maybe just bloody 2 points once in a while.
Yeah, we get a 2-pointer soon, so it kind of normalizes out. So it ends up being 4 points for the rest of the season, and so that's kind of what I expect from Elliot Anderson, at least. And then what happens is, like, you'll see your mids, like in DI, it's like 2-2-2, and you're looking at Elliot Anderson like, man, that guy just keeps killing me. And then you get this one game, India 9 points. I mean, he's at 15 points in 4 weeks. It's not that bad. But I still expected more from India in this run. I'll just take it and move on. Like, it's one of those things. I just want to just reemphasize the idea of being patient with the players. As long as your hypothesis why you bought this player hasn't shifted, I would still keep the patience. And India is a perfect example of that. He's been frustrating, but he finally returned. There's this new guy that's come into Bournemouth. I think it's either
Was
Adley
it a
or
penalty,
Ryan.
Kanji? Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah.
I can't recall. Was that a penalty that he got?
Yeah. Of course.
Of course it was. Bloody penalty merchants, I tell
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir. And then, okay, so there's a guy in Bournemouth. I don't know who this new guy's come in. My friend FPL Kratos was telling me about him. I think he's the Semenyo replacement. One of these guys, Adley or Ryan. And they've like returned every single
Ryan's
game.
the Brazilian lad, isn't he?
It's Ryan.
Okay.
Ryan's the replacement, Kanji. He's gone an assist and 2 goals in his first 3 games.
Yeah, that's insane. I've never even heard of this guy. And I've been so busy studying my master's, I haven't really watched all the games I used to watch every week. So I don't have no opinion on this guy from an eye test perspective. But I mean,
Football Manager Wonder Kid.
Oh, okay.
That's why everyone knows him, apparently.
You got to be on the watch list, right? Bro, this Hill guy again. Assist again. Did he get DEFCONs as well?
Yeah, 20.
20 DEFCONs. Wait.
Nightmare was considering a hit for him, but he didn't take it, and because he would have benched him anyway.
Wait,
is he nailed on? Is he nailed on?
So you're telling me Hill got 20 DEFCONs? He got an assist. He probably got bonus as well, for sure.
Yeah,
he got bonus as well. And how many DEFCONs did Senesi get? Because Senesi is a DEFCON monster, right? So
7.
7. Now that's something that's very interesting. Maybe there's a dynamic change. But you know, when there's like a center back, you have like the aggressive one and the passive one. So maybe Hill is becoming the aggressive one and getting the DEFCONs. I don't know. We'll see.
It cost now? It's up to 4 million. Yeah, I mean, I think wild card he's got to be in, isn't he? Like as an enabler.
Yeah, you know, we say that, but then when we get to wildcard 32, I mean, I'm going to be looking at whoever's doubling, and I'm going to be bringing in whoever's doubling, right? So
it's a trap, Kanji. It's a trap. Now, maybe if it's Jose Sarr, not a trap, but if it is, for example, Gyökeres or Jurriën Timber or David Raya, maybe it is a trap. So sometimes just because a team has got 2 fixtures does not mean that they get the points, Kanji.
That's true. That's true. But 2 bites of the cherry. You know how it is. Like, look, come on. You know, I'm a pen guy. I'm a fixtures man. Like, give me 2 fixtures.
I think Hill might be coming in for me this week. If I was to take the hit for Palmer, which is a long way off yet, but let's move on to Spurs.
Hold up.
I can't believe what I just heard.
I have taken 2 this season. This will be my 3rd one. I'm not completely against them.
Actually, no, it wouldn't be last season, Gary. How many you take last season?
It wouldn't be a hit actually because I've got 2 free transfers. So I told a lie. I think I took 2 last season, maybe 3.
We'll have to start calling Gary Hit View.
Spurs won Newcastle 2. So goals for Spurs, Gray assists Sarr. Goals for Newcastle, Ramsey and Chow with Gordon assist. And then bonus 3 for Archie Gray, 2 for Sarr, 1 for Chow. I've got a big love for Archie Gray because in Football Manager, I think 2022, I bought him as a 16-year-old and he became like the best player in the world for me. So it's like warmth in my heart. Gray with 3, Sarr 2 bonus, Chow 1, and defensive contributions for Sarr. Drag is in, Van der Ven, Bruno G is of course now injured, and Chow. So, and obviously Newcastle just gone through in the FA Cup versus Villa. So, yeah, anything you had to pull out from this one from an FPL perspective, lads? I don't think either of these 2 teams are really much on the FPL radar at the moment, are they?
Yeah, I mean,
apart from Bruno G's injury, obviously.
But this Chow guy keeps points every time. Like my mini league rival, he has Nico O'Reilly, Malik Chow in his defense this week. Like what the hell? Like I'm just glad he didn't keep the clean because it would have been 17 points. 11 is it's enough damage. Like he's been really good. Maybe we can consider him for game week 31 when we bring him in potentially for Sunderland. Other than that, this is a guy that I admire, and maybe I can get to him next season type of thing.
Who's Tudor? Like Spurs, obviously, the big news here is that Frank's gone. He's been sacked post this game, and they've employed someone. I don't even know who the hell he is. Who is?
I know
Tudor?
he used to be. I watched the thing about him earlier. I watched the Sky Sports thing. I know he used to be a defender for Juventus back from when, I don't expect Kanji to remember that, but I've got no idea who he's managed. He was a central defender for Juventus. I remember that.
Well, how's he been brought in? Like, where have they plucked him from? Because I'm like, who is this guy? What does he do? And like, I just sit there and look at this appointment and go, I think Spurs might end up in a relegation battle. Like, legit. I see how many injuries they've got, and I feel like they're a squad that has European competition, and we saw what happened last year, and they have probably just as many injuries, if not as more injuries than they had last year. Are they going to survive? Are they going to get relegated? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, I'll tell you what I heard, and I do caution this with the people I heard talking with Paul Merson and Tim Sherwood, who are not maybe the most intelligent of pundits, but apparently he's like the European version of Sam Allardyce, as in you get him in towards the end of the season and he keeps you up. That's what they seem to think. But I always feel bad watching Paul Merson because someone commented in the YouTube comments, Paul Merson couldn't understand his Betfair slip, let alone the Spurs manager situation.
Do you want to touch on like, let me ask you a question, like Gary, like personal one. So like, as a Newcastle fan, do you have like a favorite player that you like to watch when you're watching? I'm just curious, just to know some background knowledge.
Now to Gnarling.
Oh wow, he got a brace today, actually.
Yeah, just because the way he spreads it, but it just reminds me of I don't know. I mean, they used to call him. I know he's not turned out exactly like this, but they used to call him when he was in Italy the next. What do you call it? Who was the really good midfielder? He used Pirlo.
Mm-hmm.
The way he sprays the ball around. So, yeah, I love watching him, but historically it would be someone like Ginola or someone like that probably. But
interesting. It's good to know.
Yeah, just to no, I am 1974. Review has not revised me to get a hit. I do not literally copy what Review tells me. I just look at it as a guidance in terms of points. Occasionally I do, but that even then it's usually because Review's copying me, not the other way around. But can we move on, lads? Anything else you wanted to pull out of this one?
Yeah, I just read as someone in the chat. They're like, "Hello to everyone except Kanji. He's too good at FPL." That's so funny.
He's too good at FPL. He's below me again. You did briefly overtake me mid-game week, but you're back behind now, Kanji. I'm afraid to say. So West Ham won, Man United won. I'm sure Darius is going to rant on this. Goals from Souček, assists for Bowen. I think it was a last-minute equaliser, wasn't it, from Sesko for Man United and Burma assist. Bonus points, Sesko free. When he just...
Yeah, you see the goal, mate. It was a banger. Top draw banger.
Wasn't he only on for the last, 10 minutes or something?
Yeah, but he scored a goal that saved the game.
Souček 2 and Burma 1. It probably shows what a rubbish game it was, to be honest. Sesko 3 bonus points. Souček 2 and Burma 1. We've just gone through that. Fernandez, the West Ham one, who Andy Martin was a big fan of. So well done to Andy Martin for picking up his defensive contributions. And that's it. Yeah, Darius, you must have been a bit peeved with this one, mate, after your 4 wins in a row.
Look, I don't want to give him any airtime, but I'm going to mention it anyway. I just wanted us to win so that dickhead that doesn't want to cut his hair could cut his bloody hair. Because the last, it's just...
What is this? What is this?
It's just stupid, Gary. Honestly, it's stupid. It turned into a bit of a fun thing, but you're meant to be a supporter of Manchester United, and the dude is making coin out of just us being shit. For what of better terms, we being bad, we can't win 5 games in a row. Honestly, I hope that we never win 5 games in a row. So he has to sit there and walk around like the what's that character off the Addams Family with the hair that goes all the way down. It's what's it called?
No, Thing, isn't it? Thing?
No, Thing's the hand, Gary. The one with the hair.
Tell us in the chat if you
Yeah,
know
someone in the
is this
chat
the
will know.
bloke who does United Stand, is it?
Yeah, no, not the United Stand. That's Mark Goldbridge. He tried to get popular by ripping off the United Stand. So he called himself the United Strand because strand of hair, like long pieces of hair. Like he's just a complete piss take. He looks like a nice guy, but he's literally just trying to make money out of us being crap, and he calls himself a fan. I just wanted us to win so he could get his hair cut, have his moment in the sun, and piss off. But alas, here we are. We're still going to be talking about him. We're still going to be like, oh, we're going to get my 5 games in a row. The problem is that it's safe to say now, maybe the D unit's not going to be quite as diluted that we think that we're going to win the league, because that draw that was probably the end of the delusion. But Brian Mbeumo, I mean, he just continues to get the job done. On the week where Bruno didn't deliver, and Mbeumo puts a nice ball into the box, but Šeško's due a start. If he does not start against Everton, something's gone wrong, because Everton are going to play the exact same way at home as West Ham did at the London Stadium, and that game needed Šeško on probably at half-time. He came on arguably 29 minutes too late, and and then even when he came on, we didn't really put balls into the box, and that's what they need to do. Like, Šeško is the answer to this bullshit low block that we can't seem to score against. Put him on, he scores a goal. Happy days.
Nah, this Sesko guy, I haven't really annoyed at him. Like, how did he score this goal? And then when I captained Bruno Fernandes last week, and Bruno puts it on a play for him in the last minute, the guy cannot score it. Bro, the way he took that chance.
Too easy. It was a too easy finish, Kanji. That's why I didn't finish.
Like, he headed it back to the goalie like he was a center back. Like, brother, put the ball in the net. What the hell are you doing? How did he score this? Like, unreal, man.
Lads, just want to bring something up. Andrew Barton there saying, do we think Haaland is really injured? Is that something that I'm not saying that? I've not really been keeping up with football today.
Nah, he's just resting. 100% rest.
That's what I would have assumed, yeah. Good, at least it's not anything. And also, where was it? FTF there saying cousin it from the Addams family. Yeah, I mean, would either you be looking at anyone outside? I mean, no one's going to sell Bruno or anything, are they? But anyone outside, would you be going for Mbeumo, for example? I know reviews got him quite high, particularly when you factor in game week 31, because obviously Man United play. Who do they play in 31?
They play Bournemouth.
Yeah, he's quite high on. I don't know exactly where, but he's quite high on it.
I want to say that, like, Bumo has kept these non-Palmer owners alive because he's just been ticking over. I think he has 4 returns in his last 5. He's been very consistent. I remember Fabio Borges, I think in like game week 5 or 6, put Bumo and Bruno in and kept him all the way until, I don't know, was it AFCON where Bumo left? Wouldn't be surprised if Fabio Borges brings Bumo back in. And Fabio Borges is one of the top 5 FPL managers of all time. So Bumo's a great pick. I don't want to poo-poo on him, but he's getting a little bit lucky, and I'm kind of hoping that goes away. But let's see. Oh, but wait, by the way, if I ask this question to Darius, like in preseason, did you think Cunha was going to be more important to Man United's success or in Bumo? I mean, obviously in hindsight, it's Bumo. Obviously, he's been getting the minutes, getting the GA, but in preseason, did you think it was going to be that way?
To be honest with you, in pre-season, I thought we were going to have a crap season because of the fact that we didn't buy a midfielder. And I still, to this point, I actually think that if they bought a bloody midfielder in the summer, we actually, with the way the league's gone this season, we might have won it. Like, because the league's not actually that good. And I feel like the thing that's been lacking all season long is just like, I hate to say it because Elliot Anderson he's not going to be at Nottingham Forest next season. I can give you the hot tip. He's going to go to a big club. If they bought him in the summer and paired him next to Matt, and like,
you don't rule yourself out.
Like Manu,
you don't rule yourself out of being able to buy him by saying a big club, Darius.
Well, Gary, let's be fair. You support a club that's probably going to be not in Europe next year, and I'll be supporting one that will be in Europe based on the way the league's going this season. But having said that, I've now really thrown me off track what I was going to say there. Oh, Cunha versus Mbeumo. So at the start of the season, I looked at it and I thought, all right, the bought Šeško for Haaland. That I kind of liked it because Haaland was rubbish, but he's been okay since he's moved to Italy because sometimes players, that's their level. The Italian League is nowhere near the Premier League in terms of the quality. And I feel like that's probably his level. So he's done quite well when he's gone there. But in terms of Cunha versus Mbeumo, it's a tough one. Because when I first got it, I was like going, I think Mbeumo is the better player compared to Cunha. Like, if you ask me which player I think is better, I think Mbeumo is more clinical. Cunha is more selfish. He's got the capacity to do more with the ball at his feet in terms of move it from point A to point B. But in terms of his ability to pick the right pass or finish his chances, Mbeumo is miles in front of him. So I always thought Mbeumo would probably get more points than Cunha. I didn't think Cunha would have the drop-off of seeing compared to what he had at Wolves, though. And until like the last few weeks before the West Ham game, I thought Cunha's been bang average for the majority of the season, but he showed up and now he's gone back to being average again the last 2 weeks since he started again.
Yeah, wait, before you move it on, Gary, just go back for 1 second. I want to ask you guys a question. There's a midfielder. He's priced under 5.0. And these are his points. He plays for one of West Ham or Man United. And these are his points in the last 5 weeks. 3, 5, 4, 6, 2. Yeah. And so he's really cheap. He's picked up 2 assists in the last 5. He's hit DEFCONs once. He ended on 9 DEFCONs, ended on 10 DEFCONs. Just someone I think that you can consider. Because like Bruno's moved up in the field, and now Bruno doesn't get many DEFCONs anymore. All of them are kind of going to the guys behind him. And Mainoo's playing 90, and he's so cheap. He's 4.6 mil. So like he could be the enabler to get to Salah and Haaland if you want to get to that structure from next week onwards. Just wanted to drop that there.
Maybe. All right, lads, I want to move on because we've still got 6 games to bloody get through. We might have to go through them a bit quicker. Villa, it's really much to talk about with this one. Villa 1, Brighton.
What's your game, Kanji?
Wait, what happened? What happened?
Oh, it's offside.
Of course. Yo, don't make me rage quit the stream now.
Mings with the assist, Henry with the own goal. Bonus points, 3 for Mings, 2 for, I've got to look so okay. Martin is 2, Bogard 1. Defensive contributions for Maatsen, Gomez. I think that's it. Is there any even worth talking about here, lads? I can't. Rodgers has maybe gone off the boil a little bit. He was booked here as well. But they've got decent fixtures, haven't they? I think. Let's have a look.
There's nothing to report in this game, Gary, other than the fact that Bart Simpson again went for filming about 10 minutes before the end of the game and conceded. There was nothing else happened in this game. It was a very boring game of football, and Bart Simpson just conceded as he always does. Thankfully, he's on the bench.
And I think if you've got Rodgers, you keep hold of him with Leeds and Burnley, wherever it is. In the next
definitely.
Okay, Man City 3.
Aston Villa clean sheet, by the way. That's pretty rare, but came through.
You're not going, as Pickle said on Monday, you're not going to get one of the defenders, though, are you? City 3, Fulham 0. This probably hurt my rank quite a bit as well. Semenyo, because of Semenyo, O'Reilly, Haaland goals. Semenyo assist as well as Nunes and Foden. Did you say Foden started in the cup today as well, didn't it? I was a bit surprised by that. Bonus Semenyo and Aiton Nuri sharing 3, and Guehi and O'Reilly sharing 1. That must be quite rare that you've got 2 players sharing 2 sets of bonus points. And then defensive contributions for Sessegnon and Anderson. Yeah, that's it. Anything you want to talk about with these ones? I mean, they've got quite good fixtures, haven't they? And but they're blanking, I guess.
Pep Guardiola, that absolute fraud of a human being. He could have waited an extra 21 seconds, Gary, because I could tell you what. I'd tell you who would have been in those bonus points if he'd waited 21 seconds. Mateus Nunes. He got the assist and got subbed on the 59 seconds. That was, it happens. Everyone cops it every season. There's always a player that you get it. But alas, it was my turn this week. And that literally cost me 7 points because he would have got the clean sheet and the appearance an extra 5, and he had the assist, so he probably would have got bonus as well. Probably 7 point swing that 21 seconds mad.
Because FPL General adds the 59th minute podcast. You ever seen that? There is a very intelligently titled podcast. Kanji, sorry about you could say something.
What do you guys think about Nico O'Reilly's positioning? I don't know if he played at left back or he played in the 8, but I've seen a lot of just discussions from my own Man City friends when I talk to them about O'Reilly playing out of position.
I don't know, I didn't see the game. Darius, you got any thoughts on that, man?
I don't know. City under Pep are just. I watched that game today against Salford, and you just don't know of him. Like I've now gone back to the opinion that outside of Haaland, if he's fit, and potentially the back line, I feel like I can pick the back line. I feel like Aït-Nouri's now the left back, and O'Reilly's just being shunted. If it's an easy game, he's if it's an easy game, he's probably on the bench. If it's a harder game, he's probably in midfield. It's
Cortex
really
is saying he played in midfield and Aït-Nouri was left back. He's saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he gets forward anyway, doesn't he?
It's good for DEFCONs, right? Like, surely you're able to get more recoveries if you're playing in midfield than you're a defender. Like, you only need to get to 10. But I guess recoveries don't matter for defenders. You need to get to tackles and interceptions. I don't know.
He should have scored again today, though, Kanji. He had a really good chance in that Salford game, and he didn't finish it. But that would have been his second goal in 2 games. So he has when he's playing in that midfield position, he is getting more into the box, which is kind of what you want, really.
I know. I mention it because 2 things. One, my mini league rival has him. I'm only 30 points ahead, and he clawed 10 points back with an O'Reilly haul this week. So he's on my watch list. The second thing is Man City become very important for wildcard 32 picks. And so I'm tracking who are the 3 best Man City picks that I want. Haaland is locked. Between Foden and Semenyo, I'm obviously going Semenyo because X minutes have been there. And also Semenyo is one of my favorite players in the league, and he has been cooking. One of my best friends is considering Semenyo triple captain in game 36 or 33. And he's one of my best friends. He watches every Man City game. So I was like, wow, he's rating him as high as I am. And then the last one is who is the 3rd pick? Is it O'Reilly? Is it Matheus Nunes? Is it Mark Guehi? Is it Donnarumma? So there are a lot of good Man City. Is it Rodri? There's a lot of good Man City picks. So just got to keep them all on the radar and see whoever gets the most minutes. What's important is Pep ended up benching a lot of the key players in the cup. So I think if you're going to pick a 3rd differential one, make sure it's one of the players Pep benched today. Because I think the players he benched are his most important ones, I think.
Okay, let's move on to the next game, which is, again, I think it's one we can skip through pretty quickly. Forest 0, Wolves 0. Bonus for Jose Sarr. And do you know what? Reviews, and this will show that I don't always follow reviews transfer for me this week, was Jose Sarr in for Dubravka. Had I have got him in and played him above Kelleher, I would have been on a lot of points because he got 3 bonus, 10 save points. Nico Williams on 2 bonus and Aina on 1. And defensive contributions for Anderson, max bonus. Sorry, Anderson, defensive contributions, as well as Morato, Gomez, Krekic.
Wow.
I think that's it.
Mane got 11. That's crazy.
He watching the TV, Kanji.
No, why?
You're trying to recreate the moment.
He's just taking the lead. Jones has just given Liverpool the lead. Kirk has assist.
Wait, who scored that?
Liverpool. Jones scored, and no, it's actually a Gakpo assist. No, it's not. Trig would hate me. Trig would be walking off right now because he wouldn't be able to deal with this. It's a Kirk's assist and a Jones goal.
Interesting.
Moving on.
All right, cool. Almost irrelevant for FPL, but
that's why it's not so bad. I'm still why they were talking about matches that are going on, but I'm at least it's not affecting my bloody FPL team. Exactly. Yeah, there were a few people that did this. I think maybe I don't want to say names. I think Ben Crennan and a couple of people may have done it.
He did. He did. He had the Wolves.
Trig was a bit annoyed. He was like, "Bloody review, boys."
Man.
And the one week
Like
I don't, one week I don't follow FPL review, I bloody comes off.
They should have bought
Talking about
Sarr. Like
Jose
Sarr's
Sarr,
like,
eh?
you know, if you had the money, I think back now and I'm going, if I was a bit more bold and had a bit more faith in Wolves, the transfer in was Verbruggen out and Sarr in, and just played Sarr over Sanchez and just hoped that he did something. But you're betting on Wolves. They're the 20th place team in the league. It does take. Oh, Kirkes might be getting sent off here, Kanji.
What the hell?
Well, he just looked like he headbutted Veltman. There's no
No,
VAR. So I'm not sure what's going
no
on.
VAR,
Actually, it's a
thank
yellow
God.
card.
You don't need to provide Kanji with a commentary on the game. He's watching it, Darius. He's watching it.
I'm actually not watching it. That's the
I
thing.
may
He's
have
not
to-
watching.
I
That's
may-
how I knew, because I was like, when I saw the goal, I was like, he's not reacting.
I may have to. Oh, he's not.
Not
I
watching.
may have to. I may have to storm off in a minute if this keeps happening, Darius. I'm just going to warn you, my friend. That's Crystal Palace 2, Burnley 3. So this is quite a consequential game for FPL because so many people own Crystal Palace. But then again, it's not, because it is because so many people own Crystal Palace defenders. But then if you add up all their effective ownership, it's about 100%. So if you had a Crystal Palace goalkeeper or defender and they lost their clean sheet, you probably didn't actually lose any points because you probably would have got it, you know what I mean, over the crowd anyway. But Strand Larson, which unfortunately Pickle didn't bring in because he was talking about it on the podcast this week with 2 goals. Goals from Burnley for Anthony Hannibal. Oh, it's Hannibal, I don't know, read that. And an own goal from Lerma. Bonus, Strand Larson 3, Hannibal 2, Anthony 1. And then defensive contributions for Wharton, Lacroix, which was good for me. Worrell, Hannibal, this bloody name that comes out every week. Uku Chugawu. Will you please stop getting defensive contributions, Uku Chugawu, so I don't have to try and bloody pronounce his name every week. And Esteve. What happened here, lads? I mean, Nightmare transferred in Munoz, didn't he? I think he was quite a popular transfer in across the board. What happened there? I mean, you lads, I'm assuming Darius certainly would have watched it. What happened to Crystal Palace defender?
They went in for half time 6 minutes too early. That's the best description. Honestly, I don't know what happened. Burnley offered nothing. Absolutely crickets the first 40 minutes of that game. And then it just went bang. And I was like, and then like all the other games come at the 3 p.m. They'd all gone to half time, right? Like in Australia, Stan Sport, I'm watching the games, right? And the other game had just, I don't know what I was doing. Something was happening. And I just thought that they were all at half time. And I was like, and normally when they're at half time and on Stan Sport, they just show replays of like the previous week's goals.
Mm-hmm.
And the Burnley game, all of a sudden I saw a goal and I was like, that's a pretty good goal. I was like, holy shit, it's live. It's 2-0. I was like, what's going on here? And then literally 2 minutes later, they scored again. I was like, what on earth is happening? And like Glasgow was like me. I was like, what have I just watched? And they just imploded. And then the whole second half, Burnley had nothing. It was just that 6 minute stretch in the end of the first half where Crystal Palace just thought, obviously, either the game was won or they just were thinking about the oranges in the dressing room at halftime or the snakes out of the lolly packet. Either way, whatever they were thinking about, they allowed 3 goals to go in. And that's the story of the game. I mean, a really funny stat for everyone. Shout out to Luke for this one. He sent me this. Jorgen Strand Larsen has scored 4 goals this season. They've all been against Burnley. So he scored 2 goals against Burnley for Wolves, and they lost 3-2. He scored 2 goals for Crystal Palace against Burnley, and they lost 3-2. The most stupid stat you'll hear all season, which basically means that Strand Larsen's not going to score another goal in the Premier League this year because he doesn't play Burnley again.
And I saw Steve, good friend of the channel. He's a Burnley fan. I think he told me earlier they lost to Mansfield or someone like that today. I don't know, in some lower league team beginning with them.
2-1.
They followed it up with a win.
Unbelievable. And the one thing to keep in mind is like the XG in this game. Like I know it ended 3-2, but Palace had 1.8 XG and Burnley at 0.5. It's just nuts. Like when you need like a differential like Daniel Munoz to come through for you, he picks up 0.5 expected goals conceded. concedes 3 goals, 1.0 XGI, no attacking return. Like, that's unlucky for people that went there. And unfortunately, he blanks in a few weeks, so he really needed the points.
That's what I'm thinking about selling Lacroix after this week because he's got Wolves at home, but then Man United away, Spurs away. Okay, maybe not terrible fixtures, but not great defensively. Leeds at home, and then a blank. I think. I know everyone last week was like, get Crystal Palace defenders in. I'm thinking get rid of them, unless you're you've got a clip strategy where you're not going to have a blank there, as in you're free hitting or you're wild carding or whatever. I honestly think get rid of them, Kanji. Maybe if they're an attacker, keep hold, but
not for Wolves. Like for the Wolves game at home.
Yeah, after the Wolves. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point.
But like realistically, Leeds has scored in every game. United score in every game. So like United, like Spurs, then Leeds.
Every game they've played.
Huh?
Every game they've played this season.
No, but in general, like Leeds have been scoring in every game. Like they just scored 2 versus Chelsea, and like so. If you're looking at the Palace fixtures with Man United, Spurs, and Leeds, like you can sell after the Wolves game. Like you don't need to hold after that. So we're agreeing.
Right, so you can talk through this one, Kanji.
Do I have to? God,
so you won. Right, I'll read through it and then I'll ask you. So Sunderland 0, Liverpool 1. Virgil van Dijk finally getting his bullet header. I believe it wasn't a shoulder, was it this time? It was actually a header. Assist from Salah. Bonus points, Virgil 3, Robertson 2, Becker 1, Alisson. And then defensive contributions, Ballard, Virgil van Dijk, and Gravenberch. So you weren't happy with this as a Liverpool fan, or you weren't happy from an FPL perspective, Kanji?
I wasn't happy from an FPL perspective, right? You're seeing all of the elite historical managers have Van Dijk in their team. So it's like 17 points that really cancels off all the Palmer points that I got as a differential. That hurt. Like the Semenyo haul and the Van Dijk haul really, I know the EO is not that high for Virgil, but like those types of hauls were like differentials I could have considered. Like I owned Van Dijk this year, I owned Semenyo for large portions of last year, large portions of this year. So I could have been on this haul myself. That's why it hurts. But I did want to talk about the King. So Salah has come back into the Premier League. His minutes have been 90, 83, 90, 90. He's on 5.526 for FPL points.
Charles there. Where are you going?
Salah just continues to tick over. And like with the potential doubt on Erling Haaland, with the niggle that he picked up, he was subbed off at halftime. He was benched against Wolves. Like Haaland's minutes are not elite. Like at this part of the season, every year he always picks up a knock. Whether he misses one game or maybe he gets early subs, who knows? But Salah is sitting right there with really good fixtures. Nottingham Forest away, Liverpool always struggle. That's the next one. But West Ham, Wolves, Spurs, and Brighton. Like that's an unreal run. Like to the point where if I brought Salah in, I would captain him every game. So like if you're looking for a differential to climb the ranks, Salah is the one. And we were unlucky.
Review is wanting me to get rid of him at some point.
Getting rid of
Haaland, Haaland for Salah. Obviously, it's because Haaland blanks. But, I think there may be a chance that he comes in at some point before 31. Because if you get rid of Haaland, where's fine? But then again, how much would we lose on Haaland? Probably going to lose
0.3 or something. Like, I'm not going to lose too much.
Maybe it's not worth it then. And of course, I will give my condolences to Trig because Trig sold Virgil this week for Timber. So he was actually, he was having a great game with him. He was fuming after this one. Darius, any thoughts on Sunderland Liverpool, mate? Or
Sunderland Liverpool, Vert should have done more than what he did in that game. Like, I don't know. You must have watched this game. That dude dodged points the entire game. He every chance came to him in the first half, and somehow he just didn't return. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was just waiting for the goal to go in. Kanji kept on having the shots, it just wouldn't go in.
Oh, it's such a surprise to hear this side of Darius talking so positively about Liverpool. But yeah, you're right.
Tack very quickly, Kanji. Don't you worry about that.
It's because Szoboszlai wasn't playing. So he's got no dirty
dumb sitting there pissing me off.
Yeah, and I will a few things. Like I've actually sold Szoboszlai for Verts, so now I'm on the Verts train.
Smart man.
I brought Verts in because I was like, all right, Sabozai's been getting DEFCONs. Is he going to get DEFCONs in easy games? I don't know. I'd rather get the guy that's playing in the 10 than right back, you know.
Probably our best transfer of the season, Kanji.
I had a few possible chances this week, like I talked about earlier. But the one that I was probably closest to would have been Sabozai for Verts. So when Verts blanked, you know, I was so happy because
he hit. Yeah, I can imagine. I was annoyed. Like we were on opposite sides of that, right? Because you kept the patience with Sabozai. Remember, Verts hit the post. It was like a Gakpo pass. Verts hits it, I think, with his left foot, goes across the box, hits the far post, and out. But that moment, if that goes in, it's just so big because he probably gets bonus and everything too. He cooked the entire game. Like Verts has been controlling every single game. So with Liverpool's good fixture run, if you're not getting to Salah and you want to keep Haaland, you should try to get to one of Verts or TK for sure.
Okay, so let's move on to the big one. Obviously, this game week's not finished yet. We've still got Arsenal versus Wolves. I think it's 8 o'clock on Wednesday. But the big one, because of course, it's a big double game week. Everyone, I'm assuming, watching has probably got 3 Arsenal. Certainly, most FPL managers do with a double. A lot of us triple captained, including myself. All of the 2 with me didn't. And I've entitled this stream Triple Captain Regrets. We'll talk about that in a minute. But in terms of the game, Madueke with the goal for Arsenal. Obviously, it's 1-1. Nkampi with the assist. Lewis Potter with a goal for Brentford. Van der Berg with the assist. Yellow card for Gabriel.
Yellow card? It could have been a red. It could have been a red. You're lucky it was just a yellow, brother.
You captained him as well. Oh, you didn't show captain.
I know. And his Yo's only 160%. So you actually do want him to return.
Madueke with 3 bonus. Nkampi 2. Van Berg 1. Defensive contributions. Gabriel, at least he got a stat. Mascara, Rice.
Of course, Rice is on exactly 12, of course.
Rice, baby.
Yeah. So, I'm going to talk.
Not Captain Gabriel, the D unit, and the Rice is getting an extra bonus point, folks. After the Wolves Arsenal game, Rice is going to go.
I'm going to mute in a minute. Right, so I'm going to tell you my experiences of watching this before I bring the lads in. So I actually made a members video during this one at the start of the game because I didn't want to engage with it, and then it was like it was just before Lewis Potter scored. I looked at them actually about 50, maybe 60 minutes, and obviously at that point they had a clean sheet, and I did my live rank, and it gone up by 100,000 because I wasn't expecting it to be that much because Timber's 50% owned, Gabriel is over 200% owned at my rank anyway, and Rice is 80% owned. But it really made a big thing. And then I refreshed it again and Lewis Potter scored. And I was like, bloody hell. But also I had Thiago and Kelleher. So, you know what I mean? It was like, if they could have done something, it would have been fine. But in the end, it was like absolutely nothing. But, okay, so I'm going to have to answer this question because Nightmare always says to me, you title a stream something, you have to address what you title it. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. He's on 3 points. I think he will get at least 6. I think I've only got double digit. I think this is my 11th year. No, it's my 12th year of playing. I've only got double digit triple captain points 3 times. So
wow.
If he can hit 10 points, I'm not going to regret it. I think it was the correct decision to make. I'm here to be shut down, but no, I don't regret it.
Yeah. Why would you be shot down? Like, why would we judge you after the Brentford game? Like, we all knew this was the harder one. Like, you really triple captain for Wolves. Like, I would reassure you. Like, that's what I would do for you.
So you said you were going to blame me as the professor. I'm sure it's the professor. I don't know if it's a real one for telling you not to triple captain. But to me, and I was discussing it with Nightmare, I was not going to do it. If double game week 36 for Man City was confirmed, 100% I'd have left it.
Yeah,
but with it not being confirmed, I don't think I can because when that mass equation that I said it didn't actually make sense because it's either going to be 7 points on the predicted, which is what for viewers review whatever the models suggest that Haaland will get 7 points if they double. So if they have a single game week in game week 36, 14 if they double. So, but it's only a 50% chance of them doubling. So, yeah, I don't regret it. But Kanji, I'll bring you in, and then we'll let Darius go on whatever rant he wants to go on.
Yeah, I mean, like this, I have nothing to really add. Like he's basically in line with projected points so far. In fact, he's maybe 1 point less than what I thought he would be at when this game finished. So I have nothing to say. Like he's going to keep it clean versus Wolves. I have no doubt about that. So
yeah, because he was on 8.
You're chilling, bro.
Interesting stat here, though. So Wolves went to the Emirates and scored.
And?
Well, if they could score at the Emirates.
I was waiting for more.
They're away from home. They're away from home.
I was just basically saying, like I was sitting there because I remember like I was toying up, right? Because originally when I first saw Arsenal were going to get the double game week, I was like, oh.
That's not a stat, by the way. That's an event.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, Gabriel's going to get like, I guess that's probably the best line Gary's come up with all season. It just caught me off guard, that did. But essentially, Gabriel, like, Arsenal normally at home, you'd expect, clean sheets fairly locked. But because both were away games, I was like, I really want to bet against the crowd. I looked at potential ownerships and I was like, most people, Gabriel's making me no points. If I captain him, I'm making nothing out of it. Like I'm literally just hoping that, I don't know what I'm hoping for. Why captain someone where I'm hoping that they do nothing? So my line was like, I even captain Timber. And to be honest, at some point during that game, I thought that captaining Timber, I was going to be regretting not doing it because I don't know how he didn't get more points than 2. But that was a story for another day.
That happens every week with him, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. It's insane how much he just points dodging. That's what he's doing at the moment. Yeah. But Rice, I was like, I reckon he can get DC in both games. I was like, if he can get DC in both games, he might snag a bonus in there and he might snag a clean sheet point, which will give Rice 10 points, which I think, if I'm lucky, will cover the Gabriel captain. And at the moment, I'm right. Rice captain after the update post the next game is actually beating the triple captain Gabriel, which is just fantastic betting by the D unit so far through one game.
It's not even just like okay, Rice is on 5. Like I think he's on 4 on the app, but technically he's gonna go up 1 more bonus. So he's on 5, and Gabriel's on 2. Gabriel's on 3. So the difference between them is 2 points. So you own both anyway. You captained one, so that's already a 2-point swing for Darius. And then he also triple captain, so it's a 4-point swing for Darius versus Gary in terms of the triple captain.
Kanji.
Okay. But if someone else was like, I know there's going to be somebody in the chat that's on triple captain Rice. My mini league rival has that, so you're already up 4 points versus Gabriel triple captain. It's pretty crazy.
Okay, let's move on to have a look at how we're doing and how in the podcast league. And we'll briefly touch upon how the other lads are doing. So, who is doing? Which way do I usually do it in this one? I usually go with the best, don't I? And the best is you, Darius. 47 points. So the podcast league, for anyone listening, Nick Trig is still on top. Oh, actually, no, he's overtaken me to the top, I believe. Although I'm quite happy with second place because Kanji had briefly overtaken me, but I'm in second. Kanji's in third. Roberto's in fourth. Darius slowly catching up to Roberto in fifth, and Andrew sadly has replaced Darius as the favourite for the wooden spoon now. But talk to it, Darius. So you're currently on. You got Sanchez 1, Chalobah 3, Nunes 4, Timber and Gabriel still to play, obviously. Vert 3, Fernandez 2, Rice still to play. Your captain of 8, and then in Burmo 6, Pedro with a fluky 10, and Haaland with 5. So don't talk about your moves because we have got some slides where we're going to talk a bit in a bit with some early thoughts on game week 27. But just tell us about how you feel with this game week so far, mate, briefly.
Just as I said, it all came down to I knew Bowen was going to return. He always returns against United. I just didn't know who else to bench. It was between him and Chalobah, and in the end, I just had to back in the Chelsea defense, and I shouldn't have. I should have just played Bowen. But the annoying thing that I look here, if Mateus Nunes lasts another 20 seconds, I'm on a decent green arrow, like pretty good green arrow against all the triple captainers out there with a Rice captain. Now, at the moment, I'm 1 point with the Rice points added on, 1 point off a green arrow. So I'm 1 point red arrow. So I would imagine it should become a green, even regardless of what happens. I think enough will happen versus what's left with the overall players that I should end up with a green. But if Rice can do something in the next game and outscore Gabriel, it will be a biblical weekend where I bet it against the crowd and just rode off into the sunset.
Do you know what's really going to happen? Arsenal are going to blank. Jose Sa is going to make like 15 save points. And the FPL review pick.
That'd be crazy.
All right, I'm going to go for this one pretty quickly so we can move on to our game week early thoughts. Kanji, you're on second best at the lads here with 46. Up to 200. Well, yeah, up, I'm assuming, to 268k. Sanchez 1, Rick 0, Gabriel captain 6, Timber 2, Verts 3, Ndiaye 9, Palmer 12, Fernandes 2, Rice still to play. Sorry, to play second game, but 4 in his first. Haaland 5, Thiago 2. Yeah, just talk us through your thoughts so far, mate. Will I go to powder my nose?
No problem. No problem. Oh, nice. He's going to powder his nose. I get some extra time. I like that. So Palmer, finally, he continues to keep going. I'm like, you know what? Shout out to him. Shout out to JP. I know JP's hurting your rank. Palmer isn't, but I mean, I'm just glad I went to him. He's been a massive source of green arrows. Njai finally came through. I mentioned that earlier. Gabriel Blank, I don't even care. Like, I think the ownership for Arsenal defense at my rank in the 250k is around like 280%. So I still gain from an Arsenal clean sheet. And Rice is like 85% EO. So I also gain from Rice. So even though everybody else is triple captaining, I'm still just sitting here and I'm going to gain by like 10% or whatever. So I don't really care what happens in the game coming up. But I know everyone else has like...
Unless Jose Sa saves a penalty, Gomez scores a wonder goal, and Mane goes absolutely ballistic. Then you might care, but the odds of those three things happening are pretty remote, I would think.
Yeah, I would say like I was talking to people that wildcarded in 24, that set up for a bench boost in 26. And I always kept saying to bring in João Pedro, bet against Thiago, bring in Palmer, he has the best fixtures, and put Jose Sa as your backup goalie so you could get this for the double game week. So like I know like it's so easy to say this now, but genuinely, like I have one of my closest friends, he was sitting at like 700k and he's now above me. I think he's sitting at like 150k just from wildcard 26, wildcard 24 bench boost 26, owning Palmer throughout the run, captain Palmer, Jose Sa, like he's cooked. So yeah, like there's just so many routes to play FPL. I'm just glad I own Palmer right now, and the plan is how does Salah come in? Like that's what I'm thinking. And Richards and Sanchez underwhelming as usual. If they got me like 3 points each, I would have been happy with it. But 0 and 1 is just mad, considering they played Burnley and Leeds. Anyways, what do you think, Darius?
Yeah, I'm envious a little bit of your Palmer thing because I think that he's the last 2 weeks. It's lucky, but it's also not lucky because when you pick a pen merchant, you can get penalties, but getting 3 in 2 game weeks is just ridiculous when you think about it. Like the odds of that happening in any other 2 game weeks are probably 0%, and yet you've got it. So you've got to love it. I love it when that happens. Like it was like when Harry Wilson got that 16 points the week I bought him in. Like you've just got to own them and love those points because you'll also make moves at some point in the season where you bring someone in and they do absolutely diddly squat like Munoz did for many people this week and get 1 point. So you've got to enjoy the highs because the lows will definitely bring you back down at some point.
100%, man.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to my team. Cable captain played pretty terrible game week. I think I'm down 80,000 from, I think I lost 50-odd thousand places in game week 25 and like another 80,000 this week. Keller 2, Gabriel triple captain 9, Timber 2, Lacroix 3, Hall 1, Fernandes 2, Elliot Anderson 5, Enzo 2, White 4, Thiago 2, Haaland 5. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, the only saving grace is surely it can't go down anymore, as you were saying earlier, Darius. You know what I mean? Surely it can only go up from here. But yeah, I decided to roll, as I've hinted to several times. I had several possible transfers. Halton Manoz, maybe. Take a hit and get Palmer in for Szoboszlai, maybe. The other transfer that I mentioned earlier, which I can't even remember now. Szoboszlai to Wirtz. I mean, none of them really would have made any difference apart from the Palmer in one, which realistically for a hit I wasn't going to do. So it's pretty bad. But, I went through a similar phase. I can't refuse to remember over Christmas, where I went down to about 300,000 and then I got back up pretty quickly. So, yeah, fingers crossed, basically. At least I did roll. So at least I've got 2 free transfers. So at least if I do want to bring Palmer in this week, I can. And if I haven't, at least I've got 1 free transfer more heading towards game week 31. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, Darius, do you think I need a wild card by any chance?
No, but I look at your team and I go, you've got a few issues between now and 31. Because
if anything, I expect to lose more rank.
Yeah, because you've obviously got the triple Arsenal and you've got obviously Haaland, and they're the only ones. I know you've got Lacroix as well, haven't you? So that's 5.
Yeah, I've got 5.
And how many transfers you got at the moment?
2. So we'll talk about it because we'll get onto my team in a bit. It's probably going to be something like Lacroix. I'm probably planning on selling Lacroix, Rice, and maybe Guehi, because I don't really want to lose value on Gabriel and Timber, and then would bench those 2 as well as Haaland. So it's just a matter of when I take them out. I don't really want to take Haaland out until 31. So it's Lacroix, and then maybe I've got, I guess 27, 20. I've probably got a couple of transfers I can play with above that. You know what I mean?
No, that makes sense.
But it's not looking pretty. I mean, I'd love to get rid of Hall, but he plays in 31. It's one of those.
It's Newcastle. Just I don't see them keeping any clean sheets. That's the problem.
I do think I'm going to lose rank between now and 31. Maybe not that much, but yeah, it's just a matter of whether or not, you sort of take the risk of whether or not, the 32 wild card and then the hits and, the clips after that make up for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to be honest with you, if I can get to 31 and still be, I think I'm only like 15 points off the top 100K. If I can get to 31 in or around 200,000, I'll be happy because, I won't be happy, but within touching distance of 100K, and then hope that pushing hard in the last 7 game weeks, whatever, can get us into the top 100K, which is always, I know we talk about this table and stuff, but top 100K is always my minimum target, and then see where you can go after that.
Are you concerned? Are you concerned that I'm only 70 points behind?
Not really, mate. No. I've got my eyes. I'm more concerned that Trig is now. Let's go to Trig's team. He's built up quite a decent lead. He is. I mean, he said to us the other day he's having a break. He's so pissed off with FPL, and I think it's because of the Virgil van Dijk situation. But to be honest, he's on 92K. He's now 26 points ahead of me in the podcast league. So he's Sanchez 1. He's also a clearable captain. Gabriel 9, Timber 2, Tokarski 1, Lacroix 3, Anderson 5, Sarr 2, Fernandez 2, Palmer 12, Rice 4, Haaland 5. I mean, he's going to be on a decent green arrow, isn't he? You'd imagine.
Oh no, I don't think he is. I don't think 46 points at his rank is a green arrow.
Oh right, yeah. I guess it changes, isn't it? I can't remember. I think he entered in the. I think he was around this way.
It can't be a green. 46 points is not a green arrow because, I'm not on a green and I'm on 47.
Okay. Is it that high?
I'm backwards.
Wow. Okay.
It's I don't mean to make you or Gary Trig or Gary feel bad, but it's nice for D-Unit and I to say that we've kept up with you, even though you have your triple captain active so far. But again,
No,
your
no,
money
fair
fixture
point.
is still to come.
Yeah, no. It's fair point.
Rice's 2 goals against Wolves is going to come, Kanji.
No, I don't really open up.
Imagine if that happens. Imagine if that happens. I'll be like, oh my God, what a beautiful play. Just imagine
you would
eating
catch
into
up.
that
Oh
lead
my
with just a
God.
beautiful differential captain.
Like, I'm looking up at Gary and Nick, and like, you're only 60 points behind. If you got a big swing like that, you could cook.
Be 40 with an extra chip.
Exactly.
Gary would start sweating.
It is getting quite condensed. It's getting because there was a point where there was like 110, 120 between me and Darius really early on. Even Nightmare's only 95 points behind Trig. The top to bottom. It's not that much, really. Not for 6 players.
Darius, who scored? Why are you laughing? I don't know who scored.
Dirty dog, baby! Dirty dog,
hey! That's why I didn't want to get rid of him, Kanji, because he's just coming into form. He's just coming into form. I think you could regret that, my friend.
I trust me. I will.
He scores in the competitions that doesn't matter in outside of free kick. So like he'll do this. He'll tease you. He'll tease you with the Champions League goals. He'll tease you with the FA Cup goals. He'll tease you with the Carabao Cup goals. He'll tease you with the free kick goals. But outside of the free kicks, he's got fuck all.
He teased me with the free kick goals. Well, if I hadn't benched him, I benched him.
You benched him because you knew he's shit, Gary.
He was playing Man City away, wasn't he?
He had no faith, Kanji.
Let's have a moment of silence. Because I am doing terribly. And I actually had a bit of a go. Because, we had that shed rant the other day where he's like, this is the worst week any content creator has ever had. And I'm like, well, you're 2 points. You're doing 2 points. Oh, actually, no. To be fair, I'm now doing 2 points better than him. But when he made that video, he was doing 2 points better than me. So FPL Nightmare is on 35 points. Also a triple captainer. Henderson 1, Timber 2, Gabriel 9, Minoz, triple captain Gabriel 9. Minoz 1, Tokoski 1, Bruno G obviously now out 3, Bruno Fernandes 2, Rice 4, Anderson 5, Haaland 5, Ekatike 2. I think his captain, and his transfer was Hall to Minoz. I know that for once because he actually texted me and told me what his transfer was. What do you reckon, Kanji?
I mean, Bruno G's got to go. He's out for like 8 weeks. The team is honestly fine. It's just ones across the board is mad. But how did he end up with Henderson 1 and Munoz 1 against Burnley? Hopefully they deliver something nice for him versus Wolves before they end up becoming dead assets. Yeah.
Do you know what, right? And Andrew won't mind me saying this, I don't think. Do you know what I reckon his issue is, as he said in his video, should probably wait till Darius comes back to say this. But he said, he was playing early on in the season in a sort of unabashed, doing hits, making risky transfers and that. And now he's gone to a more measured, calculated, maybe looking at Soli or whatever approach. I don't think you can do both. I think you've got to go one way or the other. Do you know what I mean? Because I was thinking about this when I woke up this morning for some reason. If you go like Darius does and you do the early transfers, you do the hits, sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't pay off. But overall, it's going to sort of, as long as you're good at FPL, you're going to work out. If you do what I do and you do the late transfers and you don't take so many hits, again, it's going to work out to some extent as long as you're consistent. I think Nightmare's problem is he's sort of gone between the two different styles. And if you go between the two different styles, you don't get the benefits of what Darius does, of the added team value, continually taking hits, and you don't get the value that I get of doing it late and not taking hits. Do you reckon that's a fair assessment? Or
yeah, he's stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
He's like not getting the best of both worlds either. Like he's really just in the middle. I don't want to put Nightmare down at all. I just think he's had a bad season, and I was really hoping he would come and turn it around. And like a double game week is such a key week for him to have done that, but unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out. And he needed Palace. Like he went for Henderson, he brought Munoz in, he put his eggs in his baskets, and they didn't deliver. Like it is what it is. I just hope that the replacement he brings in for Bruno G is good. Hopefully, he gets onto a Liverpool mid. I told him about Palmer, but he said in his video, Palmer isn't the type of risk that I want. I was like, all right, fair enough. Hopefully he brings in a Liverpool asset for the next few weeks then.
Yeah, Greg saying he thinks he should bring in Ryan or Danga. Darius, any thoughts on Nightmare's teammate?
I feel sorry for Nightmare. I really want. All season I've wanted me and him to like just come from the thing, and I feel like when he roared past me about I'm going to say like game week 8, 9-ish around then. He went way past, and I was like, yes, the Nightmare's coming back. And I was like, just my wildcard 6 just didn't do what I thought it was going to do, and then I fixed it around game week 13, and then we've been on a upwards trajectory ever since. But
you're only 9 points ahead of him.
Yeah, but like I shouldn't be in front of him. Like he soared so far past me, and then I'm somehow clawing everyone back with what I would call the D unit FPL way, chase the team value, and eventually put it into action with better points over the back end of the season. So hopefully it does continue to pay off. But I feel like when he triple captain Gabriel, I was like, that was not the play. Like at our rank where me and Nightmare are, that's why I didn't do it. Because I was like, almost everyone above us is probably doing 50%, if not more, probably doing triple captain Gabriel. And I'm going to back myself in to pick a different double game week where I'll get more points. And that was why I went the way I went. And that's why I'm Captain Rice.
Yeah,
no. Looking through the chat, is your mate Luke coming on to my viewers? Darius, he seems to be proposing to FPL Claire
he's already in the doghouse, Gary, because today he bought a card, but he didn't have balloons and roses in the lounge room for his missus, and she wasn't happy. And he also told me a funny story that a couple of years ago, he left it really late to get a Valentine's Day card, and they'd run out of like the girlfriend, wife, fiance ones. So he got a card for a special friend, and his missus has never let him. His missus has never let him like lay that down. Apparently, he was confident for a full. Well, last year I forgot a card.
That's like what you call a friend with benefits, isn't it? A special friend. How comes your missus let you come on tonight, Darius? Why aren't you out?
She was watching the football. I didn't realize that she was out working like until about 10. She came home and we watched a West Ham game, and then I was like, I'm going to watch the rest of the game. She goes, yeah, that's fine. I was like, sweet. So that's why I'm on.
Andrew, I've still not got in touch with FPL Dylan. You need to keep going on at me because I'm doing a reach out in a few weeks for podcast guests. He's just asking me if I've reached out to Dylan. I'll try and do it then. Let's have a quick look at Roberto's team. Roberto, right, is Ryan Clancy came in, but I think this is a red. Yeah, this is definitely a red arrow. So he's taken a -4, Petrovic 3, Lacroix 3, Gabriel 6, Timber 2, Ryan 6, Enzo 2, Sar 2, Rice 4, Neto 1, João Pedro 10, Haaland 5. Yeah, I don't know. He took the. Surprised this team's not done better. It looks very good on paper, but yeah. Any thoughts, Kanji, on your former co-host show?
Yeah, Roberto loves a differential. Neto, he's been faithful to him over the whole season for some reason, but he hasn't delivered that much in this run, as much as you'd expect given the minutes he's played. And of course, Neto gets the hat trick in the cup. That's unlucky for you, Roberto, man.
What, did he get a hat trick today?
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, I didn't know
that. But yeah, so like he has JP, he has Sar, his former Watford players. Of course, he went there. Let's see how they do. Sar is a wonderful differential. I mean, look, his team is a complete differential. I just don't like Collins. I don't know how he's kept on to Collins. Like he's dead. He's not starting anymore. And maybe he's just hoping that he'll eventually start again. Let's see what happens there. Otherwise, I think the team is differential. I understand why he's picked the players he did.
Yeah, and it was very good on the podcast, wasn't he? With Pickle and
I was watching that, and in Yeah, and I was like, man, I wish I was there. And Roberto did such a great job on.
Well, Nightmare said to me, because you know Roberto, he does have a tendency to talk, and Nightmare said to me, it's brilliant because he talks so much, it gives you all time to think of stuff and makes the other guests look better. So I can't give him higher praise than that.
Exactly.
Roberto, if you listen, I'm joking about you. You're great, lads. So I'm trying to think what we're going to do because we've got some slides up. Let me put the slides up because I don't want to keep this under 2 hours, and we've already talked about we've already talked about our transfers, haven't we? So what should we do? Let's have a quick look rather than going through the fixtures. Darius, I'll let you talk about your slides, and then we'll have a look at Kanji slides.
Kanji, you'll like this one. I reckon these are the 5 best players you can buy this week. Bruno, Thiago, Semenyo, Virgil, Dango. Any objections?
I think Semenyo's an avoid because he blanks. Otherwise, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, let's highlight that. That's a good point, Darius. So I've got the fixture here. Not Brentford.
Look at those Man City fixtures, Kanji. They look so delicious.
I know. They're so good, man.
But look at Brentford's. Brighton, Burnley, Bournemouth, Wolves. Burnley can be a red shirt. Leeds, Everton. I am almost sure I'm going to be bringing in a Brentford. I've already got 2. A third one. Why Dango Atara over Shardela?
Because he costs 1.2 million less, and that's a lot of money.
Wow. Okay.
And plus, he wins all the penalties.
And you've got Virgil in here. You hate Virgil.
Well, if you look at the Liverpool fixtures, Gary, if you pull them up between now and wildcarding 32, the Liverpool fixtures are pretty good.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Wolves, Tottenham, Brighton. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
they're going to
be Arsenal replacements, aren't they?
Yeah, because I don't rate Liverpool's or Liverpool defense, but for the next 5 weeks, when you need them, they're probably pretty good.
We're just thinking about it. Arsenal. Oops, wrong slide. Arsenal, obviously, I'm assuming everyone watching will probably have 3, but they'll at least have 2. Tottenham, Chelsea, Brighton, Everton, before the blank. Do you hold on to them until the blank, or do you reckon it's worth getting rid of them before? Because I've got 2 tough fixtures. I mean, you might not say Spurs is tough, but it's a North London derby and then Chelsea. When are you guys looking to get off them?
New manager bounce, and then it's Chelsea at home. I think the advantage for Arsenal is that Cucurella just picked up an injury. He's out for a few weeks. So Cucurella's going to miss that game. So I'd probably back Saka to do something if he's fit in the Chelsea match. Yeah, I don't know. If I had the defense, you could sell for Spurs. If you back new manager bounce, you could sell for the Chelsea game, or you could just hold all the way through and then just sell them in 31. It's totally up to you. But I think Rice is the one I think if I owned, I would just look to offload him.
Yeah, that's me. Because I don't think there's no team, even in those 2 matches, there's no team that I expect to keep a clean sheet more than Arsenal. So I can't see myself doing it. Yeah, let's move on. Your top 5 players to sell, Darius, the GAMEWEEK 27. Do you want to run it through?
Tarkowski, absolute fraud. I'm so glad I sold him a week before. Like, I've had him on this graphic the last 2 weeks because I don't see a clean sheet for Everton. And I'm been a strong believer. That's why I didn't like Virgil. That's why I didn't like Anderson. Because if there's no clean sheet potential, if you're getting DC, whatever, and yes, Kanji, I can see your reaction. Yes, Salah, your penalty merchant has just won himself a penalty and scored one, which confirms you selling Haaland in a couple of weeks or whatever it is. But Bruno G, he needs to go. He's going to be missing 6 to 7 weeks, and that's probably Newcastle's season down the gurgler. Even though they won tonight, it's still down the gurgler. I don't buy into the fact that Villa they're an enigma I don't understand. Van de Ven, he plays for Spurs and is over 20% owned still. Just why do people have him? And then Timber and Rice, they can definitely go between now and 31. I don't really rate the fixtures for Arsenal outside of the Everton game, which I think is game week 30. So you can probably sell Timber and any other Arsenal defender because I just don't see too many clean sheets the next few weeks.
Did you see? I can say why Van der Ven's still so early on. Did you see what Nightmare put in the chat earlier?
I did.
Yeah. So for anyone, it was a post from, I think it was some live FPL, that they've done an analysis and there are currently based. I think it was if you made a transfer or done something to your team in 5 weeks, whether or not you're still playing the game. And according to that statistic, there are 8 million people still actively playing the game. So what's that? 2/3 of the game? To be honest with you, that is a lot. For this stage of the season, that is a lot. Because there was a similar analysis done a few years ago, a little bit later in the season, about game week 31, and it was only 2 million. It was actually quite a few. But it's going to be them that have got him, isn't it? You'd imagine.
Also, Nightmare said Anderson's not a sell. Anderson's 100% a sell. The dude, Fulham have not kept a clean sheet, Nightmare, since I think game week 14 or 15. They are shite. They're no good. They can't defend. Sorry, Colm. I don't know if Colm's still in the chat or whatever, but they've gone back to being the old Fulham of old, where they don't keep a clean sheet. And yes, the fixtures might look better.
Burnley in 31
goals. That we've seen. They've scored 3 against Palace.
He's captain in game week 31 for me. I'm joking, but
I hope you do. I hope you do.
Well, he might be. I don't know who'll have then. Okay. Darius, your watch list. Cash.
David Coxey, I love your name, mate. Did you know that David Cox, I just seen him in the chat. I don't know if he's trying to wind me up or whatever, but he featured, I think, with the bench disaster or the lowest score in game week 25. So shout out to you, David.
Wow.
Hope you're having a good one, mate. Because if you come in here and you try and troll the unit will troll you. I can give you the hot tip. In terms of, I think these players in general are the players that I don't own that I'd be quite comfortable buying at the moment.
Lacroix,
Well,
I'm going to sell him.
Yeah, but he's still good for DC. He got more points than all the other Palace defenders.
Yeah, but they've got crappy fixtures after next, so you're gonna.
They do.
Crash, I'm actually half. What are they? I've half considered him the other day when I was looking at my transfers because they got good fixtures and they got West Ham. Because I'm all about 31 at the minute, and I know I'm going to regret it because every time I've not had this where I've wild carded straight after a blank for a while, but I always regret this period of the season and overly focusing on the blank. But I am overly focusing on the blank because that's what I do. And he's good. He's got good fixtures, good attacking returns, potential for attacking returns. Who else is it? Yeah, Hill in your defenders. That's a good shout. Cunha for midfielders. Darius.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just responding in the chat.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, midfielders. I quite like my midfielders, but I do really like Semenyo. Semenyo's the one that I really want, and it's either for Rice or Wilson. There's moves that I can make that can bring him in for either of them, because Semenyo is highly owned by the overall, but the people in front of me actually don't own him that highly. It's the people behind me.
That's weird, yeah.
It's
me. Weird.
So he's actually a good differential. It looks stupid because his ownership's high, but it's actually not as high as you think it is.
What are your thoughts on
the
these
forwards? I've really
forwards?
got no interest outside Thiago. I just got to put 6 on there. So there's 5 others plus Thiago. The others I've got, DCL unit would be the next one, but he's a far distant 5th top forward for me.
Right. So I'm going to get together 2 slides that Kanji put together for me. And Kanji, for people watching, you're going to have to and not watching. You're going to have to talk. Give us a visual description of what these slides are, because especially the next one's quite
Of course. Well, the first one is pretty obvious. We've got Homer Simpson just lying in bed. He's sitting all comfortable, sleeping in his bed because he has Cole Palmer captain against Burnley at home. It's really nice because, Palmer has been the guy that no one, apparently he was a bad pick because his minutes were supposed to be prioritized in the cup against Arsenal because they're supposed to be prioritized in the Champions League. So every single content creator avoided except certain players. And I was high on Palmer, so I'm just giving you some positive propaganda. I'm That's going to be my captain. It's never in doubt. I locked it in a few days ago, so that's just something to mention. But I guess for everyone else, keep an eye on Erling Haaland and his training photos to see if he's part of the training. If not, maybe you'll have to sell him this week. Just try to stay open minded.
Scaremongering.
Just stay open minded. That's all I ask. Let's move to the next slide.
What on earth is this? Talk us through this. I've never seen such a convoluted slide in my life.
Gabriel's your differential captain, by the way, Kanji. Just want to point that out straight out the gate.
Yeah,
Let me explain it. Explain this
no
to
problem,
us.
no problem. So what I do, this is like this is my captaincy matrix. I usually make this like 10 weeks in advance. I haven't touched it for the last like 5 or 6 weeks. But what I do is I take every single player, I put them in a column, and I look at when are the specific weeks where they're a lock for captaincy, and I put them in green. So I was like, okay, in game week 26, I want to be on an Arsenal captaincy. So for me, it was Saka, and then I thought Gabriel would be the differential, like when I planned this weeks ago. But obviously, that has changed as the landscape has shifted, right? Gabriel became the template, but it was always going to be one of them. This week, for me, I was always going to be on a Chelsea captain, whoever was nailed on for penalties against Burnley at home. Chelsea's attack is very reliable, and whoever has the pens, I'll captain them. So 27, Palmer, Enzo, it ends up being Palmer. So I have that. I'm comfortable there. Then I really want to point out, like 28 to 31 is a very interesting fixture run because actually, like, I know you look at Haaland and you'll say Leeds, Nottingham Forest, and West Ham, but I actually think you don't need him because I think the captaincy factor is so overrated. Like, I think you can literally look at Salah and captain him against West Ham at home, and you can captain Bruno for Bournemouth away in 31. So your only real Haaland captains are I'm like, okay, I need him for captaincy are in 29 and 30 when he has Nottingham Forest at home and West Ham away. But I think Salah's competitive in those weeks. And once again, Salah has picked. Look, Darius just said it himself. He got a pen. He got an assist. He had a nice vintage performance today, apparently, in the cup. I'll have to watch it when I get off. But he's ticked along in every game he's played so far this year. He just got like 3 returns in the last 4 games in the Prem, and you add in he has returns in the Champions League, another return in the cup. Like, Salah has been reliable, but people will tell you he's washed. But you got to keep in mind, when you watch Salah, he never passes the eye test. He's done this for years. Last year was the first year he probably passed the eye test, So I just look at the next few weeks.
I've got to ask one thing though. When does Ramadan start?
I think it starts very soon. I think like 2 weeks. I'll double check.
That's my query on Salah, because last year he went miles off the boil when it came to Ramadan. I don't know if that's just due to because he's older and the energy levels drop because of what needs to happen. But that's the only thing that I sit there and I go, I can get on board with what you're saying because I've watched him today and he's looked pretty decent. I won't lie, but I'm concerned that at his age, during that, he might drop off exactly like last year, and then he would be an absolute avoid.
Yeah, and the swing is going to be massive because not only would it be potentially a Haaland out for Ekitike and then a Rice out for Salah, and I would not own Haaland, who everybody's going to captain, and I would be captaining Salah, who's potentially getting lower minutes because of Ramadan. Like, there is that world where that exists. But if you've ever doubted the king in the last 10 years, you've basically been punished. And I think Salah is back in form. So
you can tell me if you're wrong as a Muslim, but isn't there? I'm sure I've heard somewhere before that for professional athletes, there's some, they make some sort of exception so they can. Do you know what I mean? So it's not as strict.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect him as much, does it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it depends on the person. Like, I don't want to say like a blanket answer for everyone. But like, Salah has done this. He has enough experience. Salah has gone through this every year since he's been in the Premier League. Of course, like, there's going to be phases where he's underperformed and people will make the narrative like he's been poor, but I'm sure there have been phases where he's thrived. So I don't want to say anything about that. Like, he's professional enough that that's never been an issue for me. Like, I never doubt Salah's minutes or quality. It's the same that I look at Palmer. Like, when the minutes are there, I'll always trust Palmer, and it's the same with Salah. If the minutes are there, I trust him. So I'm not doubting him.
Whatever the reason, he does tend to trail off in the second half season, based on the last few years, whatever the reason is.
That is a trend. That's true. But that's not really fair to say because he's returned in like every game since he's been back.
This year, yeah. So far.
Because usually it's like Salah goes to AFCON, then his powers disappear, right? That's not really true. Like he's returned every game. Look, I don't want to say like I don't want to tell you what to do, but all I'm saying is I think Mo Salah outscores Erling Haaland from this game week till game week 31 and including game week 31, specifically because he has one extra fixture. It's pretty basic logic. Because of that,
Yep.
if the captaincy swing isn't that important, then I would just
Yeah,
go
but-
to Salah. So yeah.
Mo Cabbage is saying Ramadan 3 days, and they're allowed to take a break fast after 5:30. Also, they're allowed not to fast if playing abroad. So yeah, there's exceptions basically, isn't there?
Of course. Yeah.
But-
Yeah. I just wanted to point out, like captaincy, like it's not Haaland every week. There are great alternatives. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. All right. So I guess we can get on to the captaincy discussion while we have a quick look at our teams for game week. We're going to have a little bit of overlap here, which I apologize for. But so Kanji has got 1 free transfer, 0.7 in the bank. Sanchez at home to Burnley. Richards at home to Wolves. Gabriel, Timber, and Rice away to Spurs. Fernandes away to Everton. Palmer, captain, home to Burnley. Ndiaye at home to Man United. Verts away to Nottingham Forest. Haaland at home to Newcastle. Thiago at home to Brighton. So, yeah, obviously, mate, we've got almost a week before the deadline. But what are your early thoughts?
I mean, the early thoughts are to roll this week. I think it's so important for FPL managers to roll this week. Assuming Haaland's fit, it's very important to roll so you can maximize your options next week. Like I think it's so important. Like I'm considering Haaland to Ekatike and then Rice to Salah. That's one path. The other one is Palmer to Salah and then Rice to Enzo Lefebvre. Like that's my second path. So I can keep Haaland and captain him and keep the EO play the way Nick Trig would play it. He would always pick path B because he likes to play the EO game. Not to say Nick is not playing to win. I mean, I think that's what will happen if you own Palmer versus Burnley and don't captain him. But like a lot of players like to play EO, so that I want to keep Haaland for captaincy and own Salah. Like that's fair. Like that's a good way to play it. But I think given the fact Haaland blanks in 31, you should really factor that into your decisions if you're looking to bring Salah in.
I could just play your 7-minute voicemail that you sent in the group chat.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a controversy in the group chat this week between Kanji and Trig, where Kanji said, if you don't captain Palmer, you're not playing to win. And then Trig was like, yeah, but no, it's to do with effective ownership. And it was a cordial debate in the end. But you're very much Palmer.
I'm with Kanji. If you're not if you're playing that game,
right.
You're not playing to win. And I play to win.
Yeah, like it just depends how you play. And like the thing is, Nick will get his green arrows because even if Haaland goes big, he'll still gain from Palmer anyway. So it depends how you
What do you mean you
play.
go? Let's go into the nitty gritty of this. What do you mean you play to win? Neither of you have any chance of winning at this point in the season. You'd have to be like in the top 100 at this point to have any chance of winning this game at all. All we're playing for now is respect. If your aim is to win, I'm afraid
that's what we're doing. I'll be not. That's why I didn't triple captain Gabriel because I knew Gary was doing. I was like, "Oh, I'm betting against Gary."
Okay, but we're playing for rank then. In which case, Nick's argument, and I will go with it because I'm probably going to captain Haaland, will be this is the best rank move.
All right. Well, what if Palmer gets 20
if you
points
don't
and
own
he
Palmer,
gets?
I agree. I agree with that. If you don't own Palmer, like
To be fair, if I own Palmer, I would captain Palmer.
Yeah,
No,
Exactly.
That's my point.
That's my point. Like,
So
surely you're going to captain the player you think scores the most points. And I think if you made a poll, I'd say 70% of people would pick Palmer over Haaland this week. It's just fair to say. Now, X minutes are down as well.
We can do a poll, my friend. We're on YouTube. I have that ability, but I'm just going to restrict it to those two players.
So I've got Haaland captain and João Pedro vice captain because I don't have as much faith in JP starting. That's the only reason why. Otherwise, I'd be very tempted by
JP was benched in the cup. So he'll start. Yeah, he was benched against Hull City. Mm-hmm.
Oh, then maybe he is an option captain, Kanji.
Definitely differential. I mean, I would be on this Chelsea fixture. I think they scored 3 goals in this game.
Okay,
Reckon they do.
But yeah, transfer rolled. That's the plan.
Okay, let me just do this poll. Who would you captain this game if you own both? There's no point in putting a third option. Is it? You'd captain one of those two, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know who you think, chat. Okay. Oh, it's my team, bloody hell. 2 free transfers. 3.5 million in the bank. I don't like the look of my team this week, but I loved it last week and it didn't go well. So maybe the fact that I don't like my team this week will be good. Kelleher at home to Brighton. Gabriel Timber away to Spurs. Aqua at home to Wolves. Anderson away to Joaquin Anderson away to Sunderland. Bruno Fernandes currently vice away to Everton. Szoboszlai away to Nottingham Forest. Enzo at home to Burnley. Rice away to Tottenham. Thiago at home to Brighton. Haaland, captain at home to Newcastle. Okay, now I've read it out, it doesn't sound as bad as I thought. I've got no idea, lads. I don't make my moves until the night before. I probably want to get another Brentford player in. Probably either Sade or Utara. I need to sit around and try. I haven't done this yet, but I need, now that get double game week is open, I need to get a spreadsheet open and try and plan my moves out for the next, between now and 31. But my initial very, very early thoughts are, if I make a move, it would probably be to get one of those two in. But then I don't really know who I'd get rid of. I suppose it would be Anderson or Rice. Probably Elliot Anderson. I can't see me making a second move. Lacroix is the other player I want to get out, as I said, because I just don't I don't have much confidence in them after this week. But I can't do it when he's at home to Wolves, can he? So if I make a move, it will be a Brentford midfielder in, it's probably going to be for Elliot Anderson, maybe for Declan Rice, but Kanji, you're on mute, mate.
What about Florian Wirtz for Rice?
Florian Wirtz for Rice? Maybe.
I might buy Dirty Dom for Rice.
So I'm selling him and you guys are buying him now. What is this, bro?
I'm not buying him, man. I'm not buying
goodness.
him. I don't need to wind the chat up. I'm not doing it. There's no way I'm buying Dirty Dom.
Bro, those Dominic Szoboszlai points, when I see them come in, are gonna hurt. Like, it's like that's
if you do that, Darius, the rest of the season, instead I'll have your voice, but I'm just gonna have a photo of Dominic Szoboszlai pasted over you in your place in the chat. If
I bought Dirty Dom, I would buy him and captain him just for the laughs. I would buy him and captain him just for the laughs.
Didn't we have a bet, like, Darius? I forgot what the bet was. Freak, I don't remember. We had the bet about Szoboszlai captaincy in 38. I forgot what it was. Anyway.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was. But I'm pretty sure I'm beating you.
How? I don't remember what it was, so we can't say anything.
What was it? Yeah, I'm picking your captain in 38, and I don't know.
No, I'm picking captain in 38, buddy. I just don't remember the bet.
Let's discuss this all in front of the stream, lads. Right, so this is Darius's team. Sanchez home to Burnley, Gabriel away to Spurs, Matheus Nunes at home to Newcastle, Chalobah at home to Burnley, Rice away to Spurs, Wirtz away to Nottingham Forest, Fernandes and then Burmo away to Everton, Bowen at home to Bournemouth. You're finally playing him, so he's going to blank. Haaland to Newcastle, captain. João Pedro at home to Burnley. Let's have a look at your bench this week. Surely that's bench boostable again, Darius.
Yeah,
Bruggen away to Brentford.
Week, Gary.
The reason I read this out is Darius always has the best bench because he's got so much money on there. The Bruggen away to Brentford, Mukalele at home to Fulham, Wilson away to Sunderland, Timber away to Spurs. You keep saying you're waiting for a good week to use it and you're going to use it before 31. I don't think you're going to get a much better.
So my plan is, when we look at my moves for this week, so I could sell Timber to Virgil, who would play Nottingham Forest, and he would be on the bench. Yeah. So these are the moves I'm looking at right for this week. So Virgil in for Timber, potentially then Wilson out for Dango Otara. Now, if I did that, I'd have Mukiele at home to Fulham, which looks all right. Dango at home to Brighton. Obviously, there is a little bit of conflict because obviously Bart Simpson's in goal, but it is what it is. You just got to. He's probably going to get some save points anyway. And then you've obviously got, well, he might not based on what I've seen tonight, to be honest. But then you've also got, what's the other bloke's name on the bench? Timber will be Virgil, Bukelly, Bart Simpson, and Dango. That looks like a pretty good bench boost with pretty good fixtures. But if I did the other moves, it would look even better. So Timber to Virgil, Thiago for Bowen, Rice out for Semenyo. Like, part of me wants to do, there's another combination where I could do Bowen to Thiago this week and then just Rice to Semenyo. And that, again, would look really good. So I'm a bit torn about what to do because I've got a good bench, but I'm not, if I had someone else other than Bart bloody Simpson in goal, I reckon I'd probably do it. But because I'm just not sold on the Simpsons at the moment, I just think that I might not do it because of the fact that I don't like the goalkeeper, which is stupid, but it is what it is.
I think Thiago should come in as like a priority transfer. Like I think Timber to Virgil kind of makes sense when you're factoring in the blank in 31, but like that's not a must move. Like it's not like urgent. I would say like Thiago, I wouldn't want to miss a single point because everyone above you owns him. And like I think like just get him. Like don't fight that player.
How much you got in the bank, man? Can you not do that?
Well, this is the problem. Like this week, I think Bowen does very well against Bournemouth, which is why half my battle is like I sit there and I go, ideally, I would like to do the Semenyo move because I feel like that's the one I want. Now, there is another combination of moves that I could do. I could do Jurriën Timber to Hill from Bournemouth, which would free up the money to go from Wilson to Semenyo instead, which might be the play.
What is it with Semenyo? Is it just because he keeps hurting your rank?
No, I just think he's going to pop, and people above me don't have him.
Fair enough. I'd agree.
It's like a 4-week gamble, right? Like the fixtures for the next 4 weeks are brilliant, and then I just sell him in 31.
Yeah, I get.
I don't know. This looks. Everyone on here, apart from Thiago, looks knee-jerk to me. Semenyo done well. Virgil scores a goal. Dango's had 2 good weeks. It's almost like you're a bit of a casual, Darius, isn't it?
Gary, that's how you win FPL, mate, is mixing the strategic long-term with the casual short-term.
That was a really good comeback, by the way. Wow.
Last year, that's how I played, and I was like, I was doing shit that people wouldn't do, but it's because of the fact that I look at the game and I like to also have fun, so I do picks that I think are just going to pop. If they don't pop, they don't pop. If they pop, then I'm looking like a genius.
I mean, Van Dijk, 17 points? He just kept it clean against Brighton. Now he's coming up against like Forest, West Ham, Wolves. Come on. He's going to get some points.
Why not buy him?
Yeah, like it's obvious.
Okay. Let's wrap up, lads. We've been going for an hour and 50 minutes. Thank you to everyone who's joined. Really appreciate it. We didn't know how many people would turn up tonight, given there's no football, but views are a bit lower than usual. We've got 155 people. Really appreciate it. Oh, I will remember to close the poll before I plug things. So we've had 41 votes. Palmer is on 66. Haaland is on 34.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. 1 in 3 people are sheep. Yeah, it makes sense.
In fairness, though, I was sitting there, I think it comes down to who they're playing. Like, Man City are playing a Newcastle team that are awful away from home. Like, I know they won tonight, but this season, post the Champions League, they've been woeful. Topple that with the fact that Bruno G's out and they're away from home. I can't see any result other than a Man City flogging of Newcastle. And I will be a sheep this week.
Just remembering my sheep sound effect. I keep forgetting about my sound effects.
That's such a good one. It's so useful.
It is.
So, yeah, please join us on the podcast on Wednesday. I think it's going to be me, Trig, and Darius. You definitely on for that moment? Yeah, and maybe a 4th person if I can be bothered to reach out to people. So that we'll be back at the normal time on 6 on Wednesday. Please also join us for the lock-in, which will be next Saturday. We'll obviously be reacting to games rather than reacting to games that happen on the day, rather than the games that happened days ago. Please do like and subscribe if you're new around here. Lads, tell us where we can find you. Darius, I'll send you the collaborator link as always. So you can probably, if you're watching this back on replay, you can probably just click in the subscribe button and see Darius' channel for there. But
yep, just there. Just click on my thing in the chat and it'll take you there.
You planning to take well, it's not a week off, is it? What are you planning to do with your content this week, mate? Because like
I've done my transfer plans video now. We'll have differentials out probably on Tuesday, and then it'll be. I'll actually do a transfer tips video this week, and then the team selection will probably be out on Thursday, and then doing the footy and watch-alongs, Gary. I'm excited for that because I've got a half-decent kickoff time this season, so I'm excited for that. So yeah, it'll be good fun.
Yeah, there may be a particular link up between this channel and footy. We'll talk about that when it's happened. Kanji, where can people find you, mate?
You can find me on Twitter or X at Kanji FPL. Good luck to everyone on your Gabriel captains or triple captains or whatever differential captain you pick this week.
Up the rise, captain.
Yeah, please do join myself, myself, Darius, and Trig on Wednesday. We'll be getting into game week 30. I keep saying 30. Why do I keep saying 30? 27 in more detail. Good luck on Wednesday night as well. The rest of the game week, and we'll see you from the lock-in next Saturday. Cheers, everyone.
See ya.
See ya, everyone.